The Euro players return to Liga MX. It's football, sports, and Liga MX has Jorge Sanchez and Santi Jimenez to Cruz Azul, and I think Mexico, the nation soccer team, um, should change another players and coaches because Jorge Sanchez did a lot of fouls during the final match, and and Santi Jimenez hadn't scored goals. Mexico select a forward to play for Mexico for a few months, and Santi Jimenez hadn't scored goals, hadn't done anything. He was like scoring goals as a top scorer. He scored a lot in Europe and with that team, but didn't do anything with Mexico. And Mexico got eliminated in the group stage, and Cruz Azul picked Santi Jimenez and Jorge Sanchez. And I don't think they should play for Mexico. That's my opinion. And that it's just select different players for Mexico because and a different coach. Like Chucky Lozano to return, and that's it. Chucky Lozano and I forward. I put the team for Mexico against the Ecuador before in my last video, and Mexico didn't make it. My prediction went wrong, and the sports squad and Mexico now they return. I pay attention to Mexico now because I already did my part, my kind of my guessings with the Nation League, and the one time the Nation League where Mexico got eliminated, and like they really do need a forward, and the Copa America was supposed to be like I watched Mexico a long time, and Mexico should have selected. They're supposed to have the best players, and during 2007, Mexico was good. I don't know what's going on with the coaches and the players, and they got eliminated again. Uh, they need a forward. They should have brought experienced players during the Copa America, but they decided to choose 23, Youth 23, to enter the tournament in the Copa America, and they got eliminated for that. Didn't brought like a lot of good experienced players. Like there was like Montes from León. There was like uh Guardado to play. This is maybe last match in Copa America. Tecate Corona from Monterrey to play for Mexico. Didn't select a lot of good players. The coach did bad with Charlie Rodriguez playing as a starter and not put like some best players, and didn't put like Quiones in the main role as forward and put him in the side with Santi Jimenez. And if I was trying to predict that if Mexico was struggling, they only scored 3 points. and Venezuela was scoring a lot of goals against every team opponent. Mexico would have tied if it wasn't Quinones' foul and not talk. And if I was coach, could have told him to not foul and not say negative things to the players so that they don't get a yellow card or red card. And if they do that, they would have tied the last two games and would have be 5 points with 9 points. First place would be Venezuela, 9 points. Mexico is going to be at 5 points. If they hadn't lost any matches in Ecuador and um another team that lost against Venezuela would have tied two matches and gone 5 points, and then Mexico would have made it to the past the group in second place in Copa America, and then they could lose in Argentina in quarterfinals, but it didn't turn out to be. Mexico did have like kind of a good team, but they were struggling to find goals because their forward couldn't do anything, couldn't score goals. Santi Jimenez couldn't score goals. They were struggling the whole group. Even the few matches of the friendly matches, and they should select a different forward than Santi Jimenez. And the coach should learn his lesson to not listen to some reporter who related to Santi Jimenez, but they lost, and Mexico would have select which coach. They should bring Chucky Lozano back. Fire the coach because he chose U23 over experienced players to play for Mexico in the Copa America. And Mexico was done great if he was so smart than what they say. They will have to spend the whole game, the last two games. The last game they will have done the same tactics before because they should realize because they don't have a complete forward or the coach is not letting the players to play their role in the main role of forward. The Quinones will have played forward and did great against in Europe. No, in the group stage of Copa America 2024, and they will have like today is Argentina versus Canada, and Mexico will have been Mexico versus Argentina, but they didn't want to because the Federation of Mexico, the football, selected a coach, and the coach supposed to be smart and to have strategized and put tie with two games that would have made it. But I don't think no one was talking about this. That would have been my prediction, but they got eliminated. Hey, Santi Jimenez struggled with goals. Jorge Sanchez, that didn't play in Europe and his team, went back to Liga MX and played Cruz Azul. But done too much fouls. Mexico started put like Fidalgo. There's players like Monterrey. There's players like Romo went to Cruz Azul, but I accept Romo because he's a good player. Romo didn't wasn't the same as those players, and that's why Romo was to play for Mexico with the machine and select a different players. Either if they keep the coach, that's what they're saying. They should select players from to play for the World Cup and have players like Chucky Lozano return. Maybe Henry Martin to return because even so the players getting older, but he has experience to play for Mexico because right now they don't have a forward. They do have Quiones. They still have allowed Quiones to play in the forward main role, and then with Chucky Lozano and another player to play. Altuna soon played for Mexico because um he returned to Cruz Azul. He was a good player, but I realized he's too the fast doesn't he doesn't win matches. He's too small. He didn't get stronger and should put a different player. This will allow older players to play for Mexico. Taki Corona played for Mexico. O Guardado played for midfield. Or players like Fidalgo. Like why they should realize the coach mistake and they got eliminated for having used 23. They don't have a forward. Charlie Rodriguez and Jorge Sanchez and a Tuna to play only for Cruz Azul, Liga MX. Shouldn't play for, this is my opinion, like Jorge Sanchez, Charlie Rodriguez, Atuna to play for Cruz Azul of Liga MX and not play for Mexico because they lost and they lost and have and select different players. Have the World Cup is coming, like there's been players like Tecate Corona. There's bring players that have experience. Flores to play for Mexico that didn't play for minutes. He was in the bench the whole time. Cordova play. If Mexico doesn't select Guardado, there's a similar player is the same as Guardado and it's Cordova. He could play. Flores, forward, Henry Martin. Perhaps it would be his last World Cup because he's getting older. They need another forward. Quiones is good. It's just that he needs to stay forward, the main role, in the middle forward, so that they could win. But the coach make a mistake. They either if they give him a chance, he has to fix the squad. He has to realize what's his mistake and go for experience. Then use 23. It didn't work. You got eliminated, and you're perhaps going to be marked like the history of the football in Mexico as like the worst coach. Then they say that he's kind of smart, and it's my opinion that you need to do well and put experienced players. Return Chucky Lozano. You need a goalie. Malagón is injured from America, the goalkeeper. You need to put the Santos goalie or Ochoa returning or and you need to have experienced players. You need to find the defense because Jorge Sanchez pretty much didn't play a lot in the Europe team and been fouling and causing a lot of trouble. And if the coach doesn't know how to fix him, or the player doesn't listen and doesn't want to play, that means he should stay in Cruz Azul. Jorge Sanchez had his chance now. This is my opinion. If I was coach, I should put look for someone else, Jorge Sanchez, Charlie Rodriguez, and Atuna in Liga MX, and select different players. Bring Chucky Luzando, um, put Henry Martin for the remaining of the World Cup, and have a backup forward, maybe like Pumas or a different forward. Cordova, I want to select Cordova, Flores, Flojo or Flores to play for Mexico. And they will have done that. Will I put those players? But that's different. How hard it's gonna be for Mexico to bounce back and and win to qualify for World Cup. We don't know.